Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question and I give my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Please know that I'm not a therapist and I will never tell you what you must do. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the questions for this week. Our first question comes from Oliver in Vancouver, BC. Oliver writes, "The seasons are changing and I feel a desperate need for a fresh start in my home and my body. Where is the best place to start a total life spring cleaning?" That's a good question, and thank you. We are, of course, in Equinox week. So springtime is here. Springtime in the Northern Hemisphere, of course, happens on March 21st, and it is, of course, the fall equinox in the Southern Hemisphere. I'm sure you're feeling this urge to spring clean inside and out because it's springtime and you want to be out there. You want to be fresh. You've been in hibernation for the winter months, and now it's time to come out. What I usually recommend is, of course, starting with your home. Even if you can clean just one room, of course, you're going to clean one room at a time, but even if you can clean just one room, that is going to shift your internal energy because your home is a representative of you and what's going on in your mind. If you clean your home, that's going to help you to declutter your mind. What I'm referring to with the home is the art of feng shui. Each room in the home represents a particular aspect of your life. And that's a whole nother subject that I can talk about in another video. I am not a feng shui practitioner. I know enough just to be a little dangerous with it. So anyway, the other thing that you can do is, of course, with yourself. And you have to decide what it is you want to do. Do you want to change any aspect of your eating habits? Do you want to get a little bit more healthy? Our recommendation, of course, is to not take on something huge, something that you would start and then stop within a month, or maybe you've just, your mind says, oh, you can do 2 hours of heavy lifting, and your body says, I don't think so. What you want to do is just pick one thing that you want to shift for the year personally within your physical form. And it could be the way you eat. It could be that you start intermittent fasting. It could be that you start exercising a little bit more. Just start with something small. The other thing with the physical body, and this is something that I think is beneficial to everyone, is to clean the body. And when I say clean it, I mean a deep clean. So doing an internal cleanse is always good. And if you can get to a Korean day spa to have them scrub the dead cells off of your body, that's another good thing too. Let me tell you, you're squeaky clean when you come out of one of those. So anyway, these are just ideas for you that you can use to help you with your physical body. And as I said, taking care of your home, cleaning your home, lighting some incense, saging it off. Some people use cinnamon. They burn cinnamon because that also gives a nice aroma and it also cleans the space. So these are just some of the things that you can do. Let me know what you decide to do. Comment below or send me an email. Let's move on to the topic of discussion for today. Our life renewal topic is equal day, equal night, finding your personal equilibrium for the new season. And, our lives are never always completely in balance because we either are working harder than our body wants us to, or our mind, or something else is happening. So we're constantly trying to balance. And one of the things that you can do to help you is to be in nature. Now, If you've been here for a while, you know that I believe we as humans are a part of nature. We're not separate from it. When I'm referring to nature, there's different types of nature. Outside is nature, and that's what I'm referring to here. So you want to go outside, go for walks, walk by the beach, walk in the park, walk in places where there are animals. If you live in the city, you may have to go to the zoo, but go and ground yourself to the earth and say a prayer to the earth. Goddess Gaia would love it to have you feel that groundedness with her, because she is where our abundance here on earth originates from. The food that we eat, whatever it is we're eating, it comes from her. The clothes that we have, it comes from the fibers or the material that was grown in the earth. Even our body, yes, our body comes from the earth, and it will go back to the earth no matter what we think. Anyway, get out in nature and clear your lungs. Breathe deep. Whenever you feel yourself being stressed, go outside. Even if you have to just go outside on your front stoop, but go outside and breathe the air, look at the sky, and rebalance yourself. So, all right, let's move on to the next question for today. And our next question comes from Zoe, who is in Sydney, Australia. And Zoe says, I've been so focused on others lately that I've lost my own sense of balance. How do I use this equinox energy to recenter my own needs? This is good. Your message implies that you know what your needs are. That's a really good thing. A few things that you can do. First thing is to get quiet. Make sure you're in your body. Sit quietly and look at what those needs are and what needs to occur for those needs to actually manifest. What do you need to do? What's the process? How much time do you need? What type of energy is going to be involved with you accomplishing whatever your needs are? The other thing is you have to be able to say no. One of the ways to do that, because you, of course, are focused on other people all the time, when someone asks you to do something, you can say, oh, my goodness, let me check my schedule. Or I need to think about that because I don't know if I can do that. You've got to give yourself time and space to decide whether you really want to do what is being asked of you. Is it going to fit into your schedule so that it doesn't hinder you from achieving the goals or dealing with whatever the need is that you are working on for yourself? So practicing no. Sometimes you actually know right away whether or not you want to do something or for another person. And there are times, of course, when you have to, because maybe there's an emergency. And so you have to put yourself on the back burner so that the emergency with the other person can be taken care of. But that's up to you whether you do for the other person or not. You still want to, if you can, take some time before you answer yes or no. And of course, have compassion for yourself, because this is a trait that has to be developed. It's not something that you can do spur of the moment. Over time, it will be something that you will just automatically know how to do and how to respond to people. And feel in your body too. The body will tell you what you need to do in the moment. The universe, your guides, they're always here to help inspire you, to help move you forward, help you get things done. You're constantly being told whether something is right action or not. If someone is asking something of you, say you need to think about it, you need to check your schedule and then feel in your body whether this is something that is right or not. Know that if you say no to the person, it is right for the person that you are saying no, because they also might need to learn a lesson, or they may need to enlist the help of somebody else who can work with them. But you have to honor yourself first. All right. We have come to the end of the questions for this week. Please like, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell there so that you can be notified of future videos. And also so that these videos can get out to other people. If you would like a free e-course that I have available, go to my website, padmalifecoaching.com. There's a free e-course that you can download. It's a 5-day e-course to help you. While you're there, check out the offerings that I have: life coaching, astrology, and past life regression. You can always send me an email to ask questions or schedule a session with me. If you'd like to learn more about how I've worked through some of the trauma that I've dealt with, check out my book, And the Lotus Opened, a memoir. I do have a website for the book, and it is andthelotusopened.com. And at the same time, you can still find that book wherever online books are sold. In it, I do offer up processes that I've used to work through trauma. If you have a question that you'd like me to answer for you here, send it to padmacoach@icloud.com. That's padmacoach@icloud.com. If you would like to read a deeper dive into the topics that I cover here on this channel, check out my Substack page. I write an article every 2 weeks and send it out to the audience, to the email list, doing a deep dive on some of the topics here. I talk about other topics too, like the Equinox. I talk about the astrology for the week. I talk about the goddesses. So check out the Substack page. I look forward to seeing you back here next week, and I thank you for spending your time with me. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.